Good morning. Happy Friday Focus. Happy 19th of November. I don't even want to know how many weeks it is till Christmas. I'm a little bit of a worry about that one at the moment. We have an offer on our house, which is fabulous news. But it means we've got a lot of clearing up to do and a lot of clearing out to do, and we're coming up to January and tax return time. So I'm trying to be very, very organised, which is why what we're talking about today is absolutely key. So we're talking today about how to delegate effectively as you scale your business. Now, this is something that I'm having to learn and have had to learn over the last 6 months. And now I'm seriously having to put it into practice and walk my talk, as they say. Walk my walk, talk my talk. Can't remember. Hey, Kate, how are you? I know it is amazing news, isn't it? And it means that hopefully we can start to think about property investing and how we're going to work, etc., which is really exciting. So, delegating. We either hate it, we love it. Good morning, Katie. How are you? I hope you're all well. It's a bit like Marmite, isn't it, delegating? The idea of delegating is like, yeah, fine, I can do this. This is no problem at all. Putting it into practice, slightly different matter. And from what I have gathered personally over the last 6 months is that communication is absolutely key. I mean, it is with everything, obviously, in life and in business, but it is really key. Now, Kate Butcher, who is listening here at the moment, is a VA. And she has lots of people working for her, so she has to delegate. And Kate, tell us, did you have to? Was it really difficult learning how to delegate? Because a lot of people do find it very, very hard. So when you're running your small business, when you start to run it in the earliest days, you might find that you're actually able to handle almost all of the work and all of the stuff yourself. But as you scale, as you start to increase in turnover, in time that you're spending doing things, etc., it's time to look at how you can delegate, who you can get to do what work. So what a lot of people do is they start by getting a VA, because it is the most important thing. I'm just going to show you what Kate has said. It's a challenge, but also amazing. Got my first employee, finding it takes so much time finding work for her to do. But when she does so much, it's awesome. And got my fab team of freelancers. Fantastic, Kate. So you've got a really good balance of both an employee and freelancers, which is fabulous. And that's exactly how I'm going at the moment. So I started off by getting a VA to help me do all sorts of marketing bits and pieces because I hate it. And I thought it's going to free me up. It takes me forever. I can write the basics of a blog. That's absolutely no problem. But putting it into LinkedIn, Facebook, doing the scheduling, yuck, hate all of that. And it takes me so long. And it takes my lovely VA, Lisa, about 2.5 seconds to do it from what I can see, which is amazing. Absolutely amazing. And then I started asking her to do some rebranding of various bits and pieces, and then putting those blogs onto my website and stuff like that. Then I started using Upworks to do quite a lot of my marketing connections and things like that, and following up and setting up discovery calls and things like that, which was also fabulous. And then because I'm now concentrating more on the financial business mentoring, I needed somebody who was going to take over to do all of my compliance work, because the compliance work is, you obviously have to be trained to do it, but I wasn't interested in doing it anymore. So what's the point of doing it? I mean, I can do it, and I'm still licensed to do it, but having somebody else to do it has been absolutely clear. So where do you make that change? When do you make that change? When's the best time to make it? And how do you do it? So a lot of people say to me, but I hate delegating. I can't bear delegating. They quite often feel, especially business owners, small business owners, because they've done everything themselves. It can be a bit of a control issue. It's passing it over to anybody else, and it feels terribly, terribly uncomfortable to start with. Sometimes what's that old saying? If you want something done, do it yourself. Well, that was made for all small business owners, basically, wasn't it? I mean, it has to have been. But if you think about how you're wanting to scale your business, how are you going to do it if you're doing everything yourself? You're not. Even if you're just going to pass over doing some of the bookkeeping because you hate it, doing some of the admin because you don't want to do it anymore. If you're in that situation, then start to think about how you can do this. And I know it is scary, but think about Bill Gates. Do you think he does all his payroll? No, he doesn't. Of course he doesn't. So, as I say, think about small tasks that you can delegate first of all. The things that you know you can do, but you know that they're going to take a long time. Like for me, the marketing. I hate it. And all the tech side of it, I can't bear it. I can do it if I have to, but it'll take me about 4 times as long as anybody else. So think about the very first task that you can pass over, just a small one, because once you can start to pass over small tasks and start to relinquish a little bit of control, then you'll start to be able to pass over more. So what are the key aspects as far as delegating? 1, communicate clearly. Communication is absolutely key in effective delegation. You need to explain to your employee or your freelancer, whatever it is, why you're assigning them a task, exactly what is involved in that task, like a step-by-step, what the goals of that task are, what your expectations are, and very importantly, who they can ask for help and support. You need to give that employee or freelancer a chance to ask questions, raise any concerns, etc., that they might have about handling the task. And also, when you're first starting off, try not to put too difficult a deadline on anything, because it's a little bit unfair to start with. Number 2 is provide the tools and the resources. When delegating to your employees or your freelancers, you must set them up for success. You've got to equip them with the tools and resources that they need. Consider their levels of ability and their level of experience. If this is the first time that this particular member has handled a certain type of project, then it might be perhaps useful to provide them with past examples. So the next one is what they call the Mocha model. Do we all know what the Mocha model is? But we don't. Mocha model is manager, owner, consulted, helper, and approver. So the Mocha model it's a great way to outline which responsibilities belong to each particular team member with regards to the completion of that project. So the manager, this is you. It's your job to assign tasks to the right people, hold them responsible and accountable. The owner is the person to whom you delegate that project. There should only be one owner of each project. If they need additional support, then they can use the helper as well. Consultant, this is another team member who is not responsible for the project, but can offer the owner advice and support and input if needs be. The helper, there could be one or more actual team members who help the owner with certain tasks towards that project. And the approver is the person who must approve all decisions before they're finalised. It could be the manager, or it could be the director or board chair, or it doesn't matter who it is. Checking in regularly is number 4. Once you've delegated a project, don't just disappear, because that's really, really unfair on that poor employee or freelancer. Make sure that team member knows that you are available to support them for a start, but don't bank on them coming to you. Sometimes they can't ask for help, and so therefore you checking in on them just to make sure that they're okay is really key. Not all the time, obviously. You've got to leave them to use their own initiative up to a certain point, but maybe just checking in from time to time. After the completion of the project, it's a good idea to schedule a debrief. What went right, what went wrong, sort of feedback and constructive criticism on the project owner, but mostly for that employee or freelancer. So what are the benefits of delegation? Delegation not only benefits you, but it benefits your team members. It improves a company-wide communication whether they're freelancers or employees, it makes no difference. It builds trusts. It makes them feel valued. And we all want to feel valued in our lives, for goodness sake, don't we? It also gives them an opportunity to learn new skills and advance their careers, which again is what we want to be able to do, is to help people do that. It also helps to boost morale because they're more involved in the business, in what they're doing, and they feel more useful. So if you are at the stage where you are trying to scale your business, but you've got so many things to sort out, how the heck am I going to do this? I am now running a 3-month intensive financial business mentoring scale up. And it is going to kick you up the backside, is the only way I can possibly put it. That's how it's been described by people who've been doing it. It is seriously intensive. You get me for an hour every fortnight without fail. We set action plans. We go through your SWOT analysis. Sorry. We look at your numbers in detail to see exactly where you are. You have to, in order to be able to do this, you have to make sure that your numbers are up to date. So if you're not using a cloud accounting system, I would suggest that you do start to use a cloud accounting before you start thinking about scaling up. But if you want to talk to me about the 3-month intensive, then please give me a shout at hetty@hettyverneyaccounting.co.uk, or have a check on my website, or, well, however you want to. It's come on however you want to. I'm here, whatever. So I will see you guys. Actually, I won't see you next Friday, because next Friday I have a skip coming and I am taking the whole day off with my sister and my brother to sort out a lot of rubbish. That'll be fun, won't it? So I will record this for next week so that you've got it done. All right, have a fabulous weekend, and I hope you have a lovely time. Bye.